Hey guys, it's Agent 1611. Last week we took a hike and we did a fire with spark-based doing flint and steel. And I thought this week what I'd do is do a tutorial exactly how to build a fire using spark-based method using flint and steel. So I have my fire pouch here, which is where I keep my flint and steel. And the thing about flint and steel is one of the oldest methods of starting a fire other than friction-based. And it was actually the longest used up until matches were invented. So it's very reliable, and it was the quickest way of starting a fire up until matches were invented. I keep in my fire pouch, I keep a little tinder box that houses some char cloth, some tinder, some other things, a spare striker, and also the box is used for making char cloth, which I'll talk about in a second. And then I also keep in there my steel, which is just a piece of high carbon steel bent into this like D or O shaped. And then I have a piece of chert or flint. The principle behind a spark-based fire is you create a spark hot enough to catch and ignite a piece of a char or a piece of material that will hold that spark, and you can work into a coal and then eventually ignite a tinder bundle with. One of the mistakes that I see people do a lot of times when they're using flint and steel, it's not like ferrocerium, which you can just hit with the sharp edge of a knife and throw some sparks. This will only spark really if you've got a nice hard rock and the metal itself is high carbon steel. But one of the mistakes I see people do a lot of times is when they strike the rock, they strike it at kind of an obtuse angle, and it doesn't work very well. But the concept is just basically you're scraping the striker straight down and scraping off little pieces of metal that, because of the friction and because of the properties of this metal, they ignite and turn into a little miniature glob of molten metal, and they'll ignite your piece of tinder. So what you're actually trying to do is, and I'll show you a close-up of this, you're actually trying to just scrape down straight and throw some sparks upward, and that's where your char cloth is going to be. What I have here is a piece of char cloth. What we've done, I won't go into it in this video a lot, but what we've done is we made a piece of char cloth by taking a piece of cotton material, and we put it inside of a box like that tinder box I have, which is pretty much sealed off from the air except for a small vent hole. You put it in the fire, and basically because there's not a lot of oxygen in there, it doesn't consume the material, it just burns off a lot of the stuff, and what you're left with is like a piece of charcoal, but it's a piece of cloth, and it's very easy to catch a spark. This is what we use as the starting point for our fire. What I'll do is I put it right here on the edge of the rock, so that's right there where I'm going to strike with the steel, and hopefully the sparks that go up into this area will catch onto this piece of char. Oh, first time. Lost my char, my chert. So you can see there I got a little glowing piece right there, and that is spreading very quickly, and it'll generate enough heat for me to actually blow a tinder bundle into a flame. I'll put that down, and I'll show you what we use for tinder now. Alright, two of the best things I like to use for tinder bundles are cedar bark, dry cedar bark, or jute. You can get jute anywhere, almost anywhere. We went out today to the grocery store and got a roll of 150 feet of it for $1. And jute is made of a natural plant fiber, and you can just take it apart and shred it up until you get a nice little puffy ball. That's what I got here in my pocket. Looks like something the cat coughed up, but it makes a real nice tinder ball. It's usually a good idea to keep just maybe 15-20 feet of this in a tinder box so that you can use it for a tinder bundle if you have nothing else dry available. Now the other thing is cedar bark. And I got a piece of cedar bark here that I haven't processed yet, but you can tear this off of an old cedar log, or scrape some off of a tree without pulling the whole bark off and hurting the tree. But you can take this off. This I got off of a fallen cedar log, and you take this and you can process this up by just wiggling around, mashing it up. You can rub it against a rock and get it all fluffed up until you get a nice tinder bundle like this. And that's what I have right here, is a ball of cedar bark that we can use as a tinder bundle as well. So we're going to show starting a fire with both of these tinder bundles and see how it goes. So now the concept is you strike use your striker to catch that a spark on a piece of char cloth. I talked about I showed you how to use a piece of char cloth to catch a spark, but there's another thing that you can use that we have a lot of around the Northeast, and that is what's called tinder fungus, and it grows particularly on white birch trees, sometimes black birch, but it's a fungus that grows usually on a gash or where a tree has been damaged, and the tinder fungus grows there, and the material is very if you look at it under our microscope, is very fine, and it catches a spark really well when it's dry. And I keep a piece of that in my tinder box as well. I won't be using that today. I'll be using the char cloth just for the ease of demonstration. But this also works really well. If you find it in the woods, it looks like a big black burnout section of a tree. And if you break it, it's got this orange. It's black on the outside, you can see there, but it's a orangish yellow on the inside, kind of a rusty color. And if you find that, break it off, save it, dry it out, and it's really good for catching a spark. It was one of the things that they used to use back in the day to catch a spark. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to start the fire now. So I'm going to do it with my cedar, and then I'm going to let my son do it with the jute tinder ball. So you want your tinder. The tinder's going to be very fluffy, very dry, and it can't be when you process the cedar. It's got to make sure you mash up all the hard pieces and rip it up till it's a very fine, fluffy pile like that. All right, so I have my piece of char cloth here, and what you want to do is you want to strike down so you're scraping and not hitting the thing. Some people come at it, hit it like that. You don't want to do that. You want to strike straight down so you get a nice spark, and you want to do it on a very sharp edge of the stone so that it catches a piece of the metal and shaves it off into that spark. I think I just made my char cloth a little wet. We'll see. All right, here we go. Okay, got my char cloth going. Got my tinder bundle. We're going to lay that right in the tinder bundle, right in the middle there. We're going to wrap that tinder bundle around it, and if you know anything about blowing something into a flame, you want to get that char cloth right in the middle, and you want to hold that tinder bundle wrapped around there. And the best thing is to kind of blow up from underneath of it so the smoke doesn't go in your face. And as you blow on it, you're going to be charring away part of the inside of the material, so we want to keep closing it in on itself. You just keep blowing until you see some really thick smoke coming out. And there we go. We have fire. We can stick that right underneath of a bunch of kindling and get that going. Ah. There we go. Fire with a spark, one of the fastest ways to do it. All right, William's gonna try it and use the jute as a tinder. Keep working it. There you go. Sometimes you need to find the right striking edge. Yeah, they're throwing good sparks. Don't try not to get right on top of the char cloth. Yeah, a little bit faster down. There you go. Take your time. Don't get frustrated. Turn the charcoal over so the curve is down towards the, yeah. There you go. Get it right up on the edge though. You can't, did you get it? I think, no? Okay. There you go. You're whacking it like I told you not to. Your tilt, here, let me show you one thing you're doing wrong. Even though you're coming down straight, you're tilting it like this, so when you're coming down, it's whacking it. You gotta make sure it's straight. So you're coming out straight, you're doing that right, but the angle of that thing is wrong. Turn it back just a hair. Yeah. You're throwing good sparks. I don't know why it's not catching.
It landed. The spark landed right on there.
Turn the fuzzy edge toward it. I know it's getting cold. Try to work through it. I thought you had that one, man.
Did, but it went out.
Try to come down with a longer stroke and faster. You got it. You got it. You're doing little short strokes. Nice long scrape. There you go. Nice long scrape. You're not scraping enough. You're whacking it too much. It's cold out today.
Yeah. I can hardly hold the steel. It's colder than the rock is.
You're angling that steel too much. You're angling the steel too much. You're whacking the rock instead of scraping it. You're close too far away now. I don't know why none of those are catching.
They're landing right on there.
You're whacking too much. Scrape. All right, let me do it for you.
Man.
All right, hold that. All right, so we got a call. A little tricky, that one was a little tricky. All right, go ahead and get your tinder bundle. All right, get it down in there. Tuck it inside, tuck it inside. Tuck it way deep inside. Wait, no, get that, open it up and tuck it inside. Okay, there you go. Okay, keep it together. No fingertips, no fingertips, no fingertips. Keep it together. Slow. Pull it together. There you go. Pull it together. You got it. Come on. You're doing good. Push this stuff together a little more. You won't squash it with that. It's so light and fluffy. There you go. You got it. Take your time blowing it. Take your time. You got it. Up underneath. Slow. Push the thing together. Yep. Go ahead. Takes a little practice. You're blowing too hard. Go relax. Nice soft breath into the center of it. You gotta push the thing down on it. Push the top on. You got it. Push the top. Go. Don't keep turning it. Just blow. Slow your breath down. Not a spitting breath. Just nice, easy breath. You got it. You'll be good. Up underneath. Blow. There you go. Okay, there you go. Just work with that. There you go. Two more times. Keep going. There you go. Go. Do with the breath you did. Just get right into there and blow. There you go. All right, we got fire.
Oh!
let's try to build this up.
Here, there's some pine over here.
Kind of lost my that probably won't be the best. Hold on. Blow on the bottom of that thing. Get some more tinder going. Don't put that on there. That won't be good. Up underneath the bottom. Didn't really get a good section of kindling for the top of that. There you go. I'm gonna let him keep building that up. I'm gonna let him do that. So that is how you use flint and steel to make your spark-based fire. Probably one of the fastest ways to do it. Once you have the right materials, you need a piece of good high carbon steel, nice hard rock like chert or flint. You can even use quartz for that. And you need a piece of char cloth or tinder fungus and a nice dry tinder bundle. And that is how a spark-based fire is made. I really hope he gets this going fast because it's really cold out here. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Have a good week, and we'll see you next time.